So you don't have to walk 10,000 steps a day. In fact, they found it was closer to 8,000. But there are increased health benefits when you go from north of, I think it's like 6,000. For every 1,000 or 2,000 steps you do, it decreases your risk of a cardiovascular incident, improves your cardiovascular health.
Okay.
Pretty substantial. Up to like 15,000. I think after that, it's not really a thing. It does go down.
Disordered walking in yoga pants.
Some people are super tied to hitting 10,000 steps, and it's not necessarily the most founded. In fact, the 10,000 step thing was created by the company that had a pedometer, so they were incentivized to try to get people to measure that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Welcome back to Beyond the Pump, where today we're going to bring you a special rapid fire episode. We're going to go down a couple of health trends that absolutely just need to die, in our opinion. Enjoy the conversation. Hopefully it's fun. Hopefully it's enlightening. And oh, by the way, if your coach is having to do some of these things, you should probably reevaluate that relationship. Maybe. So, Andrew, as our resident expert here.
I have no idea what these questions are, just so the audience knows. I've never seen these. And Steve likes to throw some wrenches into some shit.
Yeah, you don't. More than true or false, less than 30 seconds though on the response. Okay, you got that?
You said less than 30 seconds.
You just blew out a speaker, I think.
I probably did.
So, all right, thing number one.
God. Okay.
Seed oils are poison. They are absolutely killing us.
False.
And you should stay away from them completely.
False. They actually did a study recently where they found that when people use those compared to regular saturated fat, they actually had a reduction in some of their health markers, like in a positive way. So, false.
Use it. Use that as you will.
Do I what now?
Use that as you wish.
Yeah.
Seems like it's more of an over-sensationalized social media thing anyways.
I mean, every couple of years they got to find something to demonize, to create demand, to create problem awareness around something. So if you haven't seen the problem awareness episode, subscribe and go find that. It'll make more sense.
All right. Thing number 2. Intermittent fasting is by far the only way to lose weight.
False. It doesn't matter when you eat your calories, just eat less of them. If that works for you, cool. If it doesn't, then probably don't do it.
Would you say intermittent fasting is also potentially wrecking hormones in females? Or is that a over-sensationalized reason against it?
Also over-sensational. I mean, like, it's not ideal. We know that women are generally more sensitive to carbohydrate consumption, and, like, there are things that are more beneficial for women not necessarily doing that. And when it comes to performance, like, it's just not necessarily what I would gravitate towards for the majority of people. Now, there are times it might be useful, but as a general blanket statement for the average healthy person, probably not so much.
Okay. Carbs at night are making you fat.
Yo, I can't,
Super
if
serious.
these are real questions, and I do want to respect, these are probably real questions. Carbs are not making you fat at night. No, that is not too many carbs at night. If you don't eat during the day, you might over-index on your calories, which carbs tend to be the easiest thing to over-index on sometimes from a hyperpalatability, like processed food perspective. But
it's funny, on my notes as I've been researching these questions, the sub note on this one is, we've been trying to kill this one since 2006. Why is it still alive?
I mean, honestly, I blame all the dieting fads.
So, all right. Switch gears a little bit here. Does that make you feel anxious?
Yeah, dude, I finally got in a rhythm. I'm like, okay,
yeah.
all right.
Everybody should just get on Ozempic.
I would say from an overpopulation perspective, true. From a health perspective, probably not. If it's recommended from a medical provider, it could be actually really beneficial to jumpstart something, but the problem's always going to be underlying. If you didn't fix the behaviors that caused you to get into that situation in the first place, it's probably just going to revisit you.
Just another shortcut.
Yeah, shortcuts are good sometimes.
Sometimes. Clean, healthy eating is the only way to be healthy.
I mean, I do have an aversion to clean health in general, but outside of my general speaking of demonizing and saying it's either clean or dirty, I think that's pretty reductionist. I think that the devil's always in the dosage. So what was clean for someone might be more vital. How would you define clean? So I would say, no, that's not true. Very much.
Again, the notes that chat helps me get as I pull my list down.
What did it say?
Is it goes, it's just disordered eating and yoga pants.
Pretty much. ChatGPT gets a little flippant sometimes. And sometimes it's pretty good.
Sometimes it's
pretty good.
All right.
So
There's absolutely zero chance you can lose weight if you're not getting at least 10,000 steps a day.
I don't know if I should make that joke or not. I'm not gonna make that joke.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Okay. No, false. You don't have to walk 10,000 steps a day. In fact, they found it was closer to 8,000. But there are increased health benefits when you go from north of, I think it's like 6,000. For every 1,000 or 2,000 steps you do, it decreases your risk of a cardiovascular incident and improves your cardiovascular health.
Okay.
Pretty substantial. Up to like 15,000. I think after that, it's not really a thing. It does go down.
Disordered walking in yoga pants.
Some people are super tied to hitting 10,000 steps, and it's not necessarily the most founded. In fact, the 10,000 step thing was created by the company that had a pedometer, so they were incentivized to try to get people to measure that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, one of the easiest ways to go ahead and fix your crappy diet is by consuming greens powders.
Why are you trying to put me in a corner, bro? I will say, if you're doing a crappy diet, it's good, better, best, right? The good thing to do would be to do some greens powders. The better thing to do would be to incorporate actual plants into your diet. And the best thing to do would be to eat a balanced meal to the degree that you're satisfying your energy balance and your macronutrient composition, and you're cycling through like 10 different shades of fruits and vegetables a day. But if you're not doing that, then yeah, sure, greens powder could be a helpful first step.
All right, so plausible.
Plus, everything's useful. Everything's a tool. How you use the tool becomes the nuance.
The people selling you greens powder, definitely tools.
I mean,
tools.
well, it's funny because they actually did some research. They did a study here with some creatine supplements, and they found that of the 5 that they sampled, 3 of them had 0 creatine. You had to eat like 1,000 gummies. They were creatine gummies. You had to eat 1,000 gummies to get the recommended amount.
Nice.
Yeah, so.
Makes me rethink my gummies.
Yeah. Generally speaking. I think EcoPure was one of them, so if you have that one. I know recently I was seeing someone and she was eating those, and we looked at it like, sure enough, it doesn't list. So trust but verify. And if you don't know, ask. We're here for you. Subscribe.
All right. I already know this answer, but I'm going to say it anyways. Cheat meals are part of balance.
80-20 Pareto principle. You know, if your cheat meal is absurd because you've restricted so much, then, you know, like that's a conversation to be had. But in general, most people, like, depends on if you think life is meant to be, you know, if you live to eat or eat to live. Some people don't even necessarily need the cheat meals, but I would say it's fine.
I'm going to call bullshit and say false. Programmed refeeds into your diet accordingly is what you should be doing. Deserving a cheat meal every Friday night and Saturday night just because you worked hard for the week is not okay. But there's context, I guess, missing from either direction.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's like drinking. Does going out with your buddies and having 2 drinks on a Friday night, like, you're like, oh, alcohol reduces your hormonal outputs and whatever else. Like, yes, that's true. But if depression's worse, then you can go after the biggest one. So, you know, we're going to go have a bourbon after this. And, like, are we big drinkers normally? No. But, like, we're in town, we're hanging out, we're having a good time. So we're going to go and have a beverage. Like, oh, God.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. If it worked for me, it'll absolutely work for you. Like these greens powder.
I just want to scream into the microphone right now. There are people that aren't certified or qualified to give health and fitness advice that will think that is true. However, we need to understand that we all have very different physicalities, very different environments. And this is kind of like saying, hey, I know you're on EBT food stamps, but you should go shop at Whole Foods. They have better produce selection. You're like, what the fuck? Like, that's so tone deaf. You know, or we know that you don't have a grocery store in your area because maybe you live near Section 8 housing and the thing that you have is a food desert, and so your best place to go secure food is a bodega or is a gas station. Like, that's just not the reality of the situation. So you just want to make sure that, you know, you're considering those things, which may require something different for different people.
Last one.
Oh, and then we got some true and false ones for you.
Oh, boy.
Last
Last one for you.
Hat flip.
In order to get results, you have to suffer.
I was going a different way. That's the whole thing?
That's it.
That's the whole thing?
That's it.
You probably have to be a little uncomfortable at certain times, but if you're constantly in pain and you're constantly suffering through your plan, whether it's nutrition and you're dieting like crazy to get ready for the beach or a wedding, or if you're constantly smashing in your body and you're doing a morning run and an evening lift and maybe a lunchtime HIIT class, that's probably counterproductive. Your body is very valuable in telling you things, but the problem is that most people don't know what's normal versus what's common. They always feel like shit, so they don't know that that's not necessarily normal. So sometimes it can be helpful to have someone kind of oversee the process, use a wearable. I love them all. I think Whoop's probably the better one if you're going to be active. And that would be what I would suggest, to reestablish what's normal.
False. Reasons or results, Andrew.
Reasons or results. Performance coaching in a handbag. So rapid fire now, we have some business edition here.
Okay.
So true or false, you need to have everything perfect.
False.
Okay. Launching your coaching business. Didn't even finish it. Number 2, true or false, choosing a niche means saying no to money.
No. False.
False. Okay.
Says yes to more money because now you can speak better to the right people.
Exactly. You don't want to speak Spanish to French-speaking people. Unless you speak French. True or false? Most coaches undercharge when they start. Yeah, you like that? That's what it's like. You guys are seeing that's what it's like. On the other shoe now. He thought he was going to fuck with me.
I'm going to say false, actually.
Okay, well.
I think most coaches, on average, are probably overcharging out of the gates.
Okay, fair.
And I'm assuming like we're talking about the first 1, 2, 3 clients.
Okay.
So
makes sense.
That's my context.
I get it. True or false? You should copy what other successful coaches are doing.
You should learn what other successful coaches are doing and modify it to fit within your own world of coaching.
Fair.
So false.
Okay. True or false? Posting daily on social media is the only way to grow.
Only once a day? I mean, what are we're not going to hustle here?
I mean, if you want to be broke, I guess
6
that's
times
fine.
a day.
Yeah, 6. I was going to say 9, but all right,
Yeah.
Those
No,
numbers are very complimentary.
false. You don't need to post every day. I do suggest you post frequently and consistently, so at least 3 times a week. Mm-hmm. But that's not even necessarily to get new clients. That's just going to be a way to build your brand and just have people more aware of who you are. You can post on social media and meet people in person and still end up generating clients.
Love that. Absolutely. True or false? Giving away free content is bad for business.
100%. Like, people are definitely going to find other ways to trust you by you not giving away some content for them to build a relationship and everything like that, because there's a million other ways for them to go ahead and get to know you in the internet.
So true or false? Personal brand is more powerful than paid ads.
Early on, personal brand in your network is going to be more powerful than paid ads, mainly because false. Because paid ads are going to require significantly more down the road. You have a larger business, you have the income and all those components. It then moves over to true because paid ads are just a way to accelerate how many people get to see you.
Fair. True or false? If you're good at coaching, you don't need to learn sales.
False. No matter what, at the end of the day, sales at the core is some form of persuasion. And I don't mean that in a negative way, but helping people find a solution to the kind of problem that they have.
Yeah.
You need to be able to do that to get them to say yes to you initially, but you also have to be able to do that throughout the coaching process to get them to do the thing you do to be successful.
Mm-hmm. Got it. So, influence. True or false? Clients prefer separate offers for fitness and nutrition.
Depends on your niche. False, but it depends on your niche.
Okay.
If you're obviously focusing on people who are very fitness minded, then they probably care less about your nutrition offer.
That's fair.
Vice versa.
Sure, we got 2 more. True or false? Revenue is the best measure of success.
I mean, that's what all the podcast gurus only talk about is their 8-figure businesses and things like that. So, revenue, nothing else matters. Like, if you spend it all on dumb things and you actually make no money and have no savings, then like, who cares?
That's fair.
False.
False. Okay. So then the last one. True or false? How much wood? No, I'm kidding. Online coaching is too saturated to stand out in 2025.
You know, there is some validity to that. If you're new to the game, it's going to be super hard because at the end of the day, there's like 100 or so thousand coaches.
You got to catch up with all the content.
You know, it's hard. Like, there's 8 billion people in the world. There's definitely there's no way, like if you divided 8 billion people into all 100,000 coaches, like there's zero chance you'd be successful. There's definitely no way to find 20 or 30 people that you can help.
Yeah.
Like 100% impossible. Like if you didn't start already, like I don't even know what you're doing.
Yeah. And if Meta tries to get you to advertise to people in Cambodia, maybe we just exclude them from the 8 billion.
Yeah.
You know, maybe.
But
just,
on that note, we hear it a lot. You know, Google will say there's 110 to 115,000 coaches in the world, and there's over 8 billion people in the world. Let's get rid of the people that are too old, too young, and already do fitness. So like, let's get rid of all the people that are just never going to buy from you, and we'll get rid of 75% of them. That means there's still 2 billion people to go around for the 100,000 people. And just, if you're not mathematically inclined, if all 100,000 coaches got just 20 clients, that's literally only 2 million people,
100%.
which is 1% or 0.1% of the 2 billion.
Yeah.
So like, please stop saying that. Get it out of your head.
Yeah.
There's 20 or 30 people out there that need your help. You just got to do the work to find them.
100%. I mean, 40% of the world's obese. I don't think there's a shortage.
Yeah, no.
So, all right. Well, that is pretty much it for your first rapid fire session. We hope you guys agreed to that. We hope you enjoyed that. And if you did, make sure you smash that subscribe button, where here at Beyond the Pump, we talk about the business of fitness and nutrition. Share this with someone that you think might enjoy it, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace.